Alright, so the basement is all put back together and is actually accessible again. We got our new water heater in, and this is actually nice and clean now down here, which is nice. Anyway, so today, or actually for the next 2 days, school actually got called off. We're in the middle of a snowstorm right now. We're gonna get like 9 inches, I think it was, over the next couple days. And winds of like 50 miles an hour and wind chills of like minus 40 or something like that. So pretty much an early start to my Christmas break. And I decided that today I would come down and switch out an opener. In my hand here I hold Stanley model 1050. Let's run this up and see what we have installed today. And here we go. This is my Stanley half horsepower model ST400. Notice that the door opens all the way because I'm using its original rail, which is a 5-piece rail instead of a 4-piece rail that came with this Stanley here. So this one went up far smoother than the other Stanley did. And here you can see this is it with the other limit knob I got. So it looks complete now. Here are the sensors for it. I just stuck them there, and I'm using the same wall button that I used on the Montgomery Ward. This button is actually the original wall button to this opener. So here's what we've got on the back. Div switches, force, which is set pretty much to a minimum. The force on this thing is quite sensitive, at least for the down. We have limits and then terminals. I don't have a 4-function wall button. Model ST400 from 1995. One thing I did notice when I was installing this, or it was even before I installed it. I'm sorry, let me pop this off. So if we take a look at the sprocket here, I don't know if you can really tell. Oh, there you go. That might be a bit of a problem. At the moment, I'm not too horribly concerned about it because this is a small door and it's balanced really well. So as far as I know, there's not any strain being put on the opener. If that breaks though, then I'm gonna have a problem because that could end badly. This is the original trolley with the original release handle and tag. And this arm is also original. This is a Stanley arm. For some reason it's 2 different colors. Not sure why. Original light lens, which it's a little bit melted there and there, but not a huge deal. I can always just switch it with the light lens from that one if I really wanted to. So yeah, and then this one, like I said, or not like I said, but just like the other Stanley, the cable pulley, the front there is not removable. So I had to, this is a half chain, half cable. This time though, I actually got a let me run this down. I can show you a little better. Let me put this sprocket cover back on. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and run this down. It vibrates a little bit on the way down, but I mean it's pretty quiet down here. I expected it to be pretty loud, but it's not. It's pretty quiet. So like I said, I did have to make this a half chain, half cable because I cannot take this pulley out. So what I had to do is I took this chaining cable from some old Craftsman chain drive, and I cut the chain and I cut the cable, and you pretty much just would make a loop like this. So this is much cleaner than the other one I had. I mean, you're not going to cut yourself on it this time, but you can pretty much just make a loop just like you would make for like a cable there for those loops. You would just pretty much do the same thing, and then you just attach it to your inner slide with your master link and you're good to go. You just got to make sure that you get the proper length of the chain and cable, which, I mean, I'm sure mine isn't exact, but it's pretty close and it works for what I need it to work, so I'm not going to mess with it anymore. Now, I actually, as for adjusting limits, I actually discovered a really easy way to set the limits on this. I pretty much set it up as if you had unpacked it new from the box. So if I kind of explain it, so I took the case off and I ran the opener up and stopped it when it was halfway, when the two limit adjustments were halfway in between the little contacts. And then I backed off the limits, I decreased them as far as I could, and then when I put this thing together, I put the trolley like right here in the middle, kind of like you would have to if you were installing a Stanley brand new. And then when I plugged it in and ran it, all I had to do was run it until the door stops, and then I can just come down here and turn these until the door is at the point where I want it. And I have it a little bit off the ground. I don't want the rail to bow and potentially break that sprocket or that little plastic piece. So yeah, that made it pretty easy to set limits on this. We'll run this up and I'll give you a force test on this and I'll show you just how sensitive it is. Zoom out again. Here we go. These are nice machines. Alright, so if we come over to here, I'm just going to run this down and use one finger to push up on the bottom of the door. One finger sets the force off. So yeah, I've got this thing set pretty well, and then the lights on this thing will flash forever. The only way to stop it is just to run it. So the other thing I noticed actually on this operator, I don't know if you'll really be able to tell, the tube support is a little bit cracked, is the other problem I have with this. And again, like I said, it's not on a huge door. I'm not that concerned about it. So yeah. Anyway, that's really honestly about all I have to show. I pretty much have all the original parts on what would have come with it. The only parts I have that aren't original is the remote and the safety sensors. But everything else that I got with this operator, I got all the other original parts. So it's pretty nice. So we'll run this down from outside here, and then that's gonna be it. Alright, so thanks for watching. See you guys later.